Hey everyone, we are Mike and Heather, and we have spent the last couple years traveling around the United States on a journey to visit all 50 states in the country, and we've been doing that in our 2013 Ford Transit Connect van that we have converted and named Appa, and that was concluded with our journey to North Dakota, where we visited the Fargo-Moorhead Visitor Center and joined the Save the Best for Last Club. Since then, we've been figuring out what comes next, and we wanted to share an update with all of you about what we've been up to and kind of what we're hoping to do moving forward.
That kind of transitions into the first question of what have we been doing since we finished all 50 states?
Since we got home, we have gone back to working full-time, just grinding to build our savings account back up with the hope of being able to travel more moving forward.
Because we were moving so quickly, we got a lot of great questions regarding our van that we really didn't get an opportunity to answer on the road. So we took this kind of lull period in our travels as an opportunity to make videos to answer a lot of the common questions that we got. That being said, there are still some questions that people have asked us regarding our van that we didn't make a separate video on, so we'll dive into those now. First question, what is the mileage on Appa before and after our journeys?
To start, when we bought Appa, it was at 97,000 miles. So under 100,000, which was something we were looking for. We were over 151,000, so 151,000 and some change. So from 97 to 151 is like 54,000.
How much did we pay for our van and how much was our overall build?
When we bought the van, we paid $6,500 for it, all together with the van and materials that we spent, I think around 12,000.
Yeah, our original budget for the entire thing, including the van, was $10,000, so we went a little bit over that because we were building it out in 2021. We're gonna try to blame the cost of lumber at the time. It was that, and also the fact that we made a couple mistakes and we had to go back and buy more lumber. Yeah. But then it's things like the jackery alone was $1,000, and our shower that we added was a couple hundred, the refrigerator. Yeah, so we're including everything that we bought with the van in that context. So long story short, about $12,000, including buying our van, building it out, and buying all the supplies for it.
That still was cheaper than any other option.
It was cheaper than just a plain Sprinter van or
that would have just been
ProMaster, or I don't even know how many of their stadiums are.
After traveling / finishing your trip, so visiting all 50 states, how long did you want to be in one place before traveling again? I think that's an interesting question because I don't know if we ever stopped wanting to travel. I think there were a couple times we missed the amenities of being home, but almost more in like a hotel room type setting of
and that doesn't mean that we didn't miss our families, because we did.
I mean, you get homesick. We were on the road for months at a time, but I would say we never felt like the van was a place that we couldn't be in anymore, so that was really great.
I don't think there was any point in time where we're like, oh my gosh, we want to be home, but now that we've been home, we're ready to go. I don't know if that answered it, but basically, we're always up for an adventure. Next question, which place surprised you the most or was not at all what you were expecting? We are going to have a whole video about the different states and which ones we liked, which ones were our personal favorites, as well as kind of recaps about our journey in general. But just as a quick one-off, what was the state that most surprised you?
As we were coming along Route 66 into California, to see the desert environment that we were driving into and having to reconcile that with the California that you have in your mind of beaches or mountains, it really was absolutely amazing and not what I would have expected when I thought of California. That was something that kind of surprised me, I would say.
The state that surprised me the most is actually West Virginia, and I feel like that's because it's been under our noses this whole time, being from the East Coast. Being from New York, you know, if we're wanting to go down to Myrtle Beach for a family vacation or down to Florida, we always drove through West Virginia, but it was never like a stop or like the destination.
It would just be the highway through, and like the two tunnels that go through the mountains is West Virginia, and obviously it's pretty, but it's just kind of highway that we got to experience. Yeah,
it was just completely wild. There was BLM land, which is like government land that you could park up for free, which is really mostly on the West Coast. So in terms of van life, it was an experience that was very much reminiscent of what you got on the West Coast, which is kind of like ideal van life on the East Coast. So for me, that was like a pleasant surprise and just something that I didn't know about West Virginia.
Switching gears a little bit, we are moving over into some YouTube questions, but this first one is kind of YouTube and travel. So someone asked, does consistently recording take away from just enjoying the moment? I don't feel like I've ever really not gotten a chance to enjoy what we're looking at because we had the camera. It really, if anything, kind of makes us stop and appreciate what we're looking at more because we do need to record it. So instead of just seeing something and moving on, we are stopping, engaging with what we're looking at and taking a moment to film and see it in different ways.
For us, the way that we look at filming is kind of the same way as we did when we were before posting on YouTube, where we would still take pictures of the exciting things that we were doing, or, you know, video a small clip here or there to be like, hey, look at this, like what I did on vacation. We're traveling and we're filming our traveling. We're not traveling to go make content, if that makes sense. How much money do you make on YouTube? I need my phone for this.
Yeah, we never expected to have any money coming in on YouTube, so we like to be as transparent as possible with this information.
To kind of break it all down, there's Google AdSense revenue, which you get the money
directly from YouTube.
From YouTube because of the ads that are played before, during, and after the videos. And then there's sponsorships where companies actively reach out to you and say, hey, talk about this product if you like it, and we'll give you a bunch of money, or a bunch of money, I don't actually know. We'll give you some money to talk about our product for this X amount of time in your videos.
And that's separate. That doesn't go through YouTube.
Yeah,
that's like
you work it out through them.
Thing with the companies.
We're learning how one may do that, but we're so far away from that. And then there's another thing called affiliate marketing, which
you get like a percentage of sales of products that you recommend.
So for example, Amazon has an affiliate marketing program that anybody can sign up for, not just influencers or people with YouTubes. So anybody can sign up to be part of Amazon's affiliate marketing, and you can copy the links of whatever product. So for example, our
air fryer, I think is a good one.
Yeah, we get asked a lot about of like, oh, where'd you get your air fryer? So I'll copy the link from my Amazon affiliate marketing and then put that in like our bio, and then anybody who clicks that, even if you don't end up buying that air fryer, but if you buy anything on Amazon during that time, we get a small percentage of it because Amazon's basically rewarding you for getting people
like
on the site.
Like a finder's fee kind of thing.
Yeah.
A very small amount.
So it doesn't cost you or anybody any more money to buy the thing. It's just Amazon's giving us a small percentage.
Yeah, like a reward for increasing traffic to the site or promoting sales or stuff like that.
Yeah, and so like monthly, honestly, it really ranges depending on what we're talking about in
our videos.
Yeah, in our videos. Yeah. So like last month, because we did do some things in our van videos, I think we earned like $30 through the Amazon affiliate marketing. Looping back.
Yeah, that was a big tangent of all of the different things that we aren't really making money on.
Yeah, so we're not making any money on sponsorships. Affiliate marketing, we make a couple bucks a month.
Yeah,
and
less than
YouTube,
50 a month.
Yeah, so the YouTube ad revenue that we get, and this is all before taxes. So at the end of the year, we do get like a tax document we have to report, and we'll have to pay taxes on this. I'm just gonna do the last 6 months because that's kind of the snapshot that YouTube gives in like your analytics part on your phone. So in May, we made $303.53. June, we made $335.80. July, we made $417.93. August, $508.11. So that's the first time we ever broke 500. September, we made $478.90, and October, which is ongoing, is $65.91. So you can see how much it fluctuates, and that's really all based off of how much engagement and watch time that you get because you get paid for the ads. So that's how much money we're making. I don't know if that's good or bad because we're still learning all this. Another question that we got in regards to money is channel membership. So we have had a couple people asking about that. We have been considering doing a channel membership. We're just wanting it to be have its value, because that's a whole nother step on just supporting by watching. It's like giving actual money.
Yeah.
So we've been looking into it, but we really just want to make sure that what we have to offer is
worth the price of admission, I guess.
Yeah, so if any of you are currently involved in channel memberships or have them with other creators, please let us know what you like, what you don't like about it.
What you would like to see if we were to do something like that.
Yeah, because we've been thinking maybe doing some more behind the scenes of like the YouTube creator side of it, maybe giving
like type
More
maybe
insight.
article type things, more Q&As or things like that. If maybe we move some of the analytics stuff into there to
Yeah.
continue to share that content.
We have a bunch of footage that we didn't necessarily put in the videos that we could add extended on.
Yeah.
So yeah, give us an idea of like, one, if this is even something you'd want to see from us. Two, if it is, what you like. And third, if you do follow any other creators, you know, what do you like, what don't you like? And
Yeah.
we'll try to do our best if this is something that we do to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest question mark with what we would be doing with YouTube moving forward. I think that kind of covers a lot of the basic questions that we had gotten, but the biggest one that we've been getting since we finished is what's next for travel, what's next for the YouTube channel, and where do things go from here?
Yeah, and we've had a long time to think about it. We finished our 50 states in February.
Yeah, and on the drive home, we didn't, that's when we started talking about what do we do next.
Yeah, so from February to now October, we've had plenty of time to think about it. We've considered everything from getting a bigger rig if we were to get rid of our van. Would that be building out a box truck? Would that be getting an RV
Yeah.
and gutting it because we maybe want something bigger?
Do we go through and kind of revisit places but slower?
But now we can't go to the national park, so
Yeah.
does that kind of table traveling
Some of that.
the United States for a while because that's the part that we really like doing.
Yeah, in Canada we could visit all of those, shipping the van to Europe or all
But
of
is
those
our rig
things.
one of those vans that you can ship? Like we don't have like a bathroom or whatever, so in countries that there's not as many facilities,
Yeah.
could we even comfortably live out of like our van how it is? So everything, every possibility.
Yeah, and so
was crazy.
that was all just vehicle stuff, and then the question of do we travel more traditionally to some of the other travel channels that we watch where we've got a backpack and a suitcase, and what does that look like? Where would we want to go for that?
Where can we afford to go?
Yeah, so we really have gone through and thought about what we really wanted out of travel. I guess to start with, we knew this wasn't the end of it.
Yeah.
By no means were we going to give up this lifestyle that we found so much enjoyment in. Where we aren't going to stop YouTube because this has been such an amazing experience as well. So I guess to get those out of the way, no, we're not done traveling, and no, we're not done making YouTube videos. We just weren't sure what the next chapter was going to look like. Recently, we've kind of settled in on an idea and a plan moving forward, at least for the near future and the middle future, with what we would like to be doing.
And to kind of explain, we need to backtrack a little bit. When we were in our normal jobs, so I worked in a career center for New York State and Mike worked in a museum. So professional jobs where you only get your 2 weeks off a year, right? So we came up with that plan of every 2 years, we'll go on a big trip. So we'll save for a year, and then on the second year, we'll go on a trip to a different country because we wanted to see as much as the world as possible, given the constraints of like our.
And told ourselves this would be okay. We wish that we could do more, but like, this is the real world. Of course, we could only maybe do once every 2 years.
Yeah. So we had a trip planned in 2020 that got canceled. It's a dream bucket list country that we wanted to go to because we're like, well, if we're gonna do this and we only get to travel 2 years, we're gonna start at the top of our bucket list and work our way down. So that way, if we only go to a couple countries, we at least hit the ones that we're interested in. But then 2020 happened and that trip got canceled. And that's when everything, you know, started
We
changing.
reevaluated and
We're like, well, you know, what do we want? You know, travel is a priority. Like, let's start redirecting our life. We have all this time to be at home and figure out remote work, yada, yada, yada. But that brings us to, we're wanting to travel internationally.
it's what we had originally been hoping to do before COVID kind of changed those plans, and we just decided we were going to take whatever we could get and ended up with this amazing journey
Yeah,
to
and
visit all 50
We wanted to
states.
travel our home country as well, but we were figuring on those like off years we could do like
Do
little crossing off states. So traveling the United States was something we were wanting to do too.
Yeah.
But yeah, traveling.
But the dream it was to travel internationally, and we have a neat opportunity to start with.
Yes, so that trip in 2020 that we were supposed to go on got canceled, but we couldn't get a refund. So what they did was give us credits for the same amount of money, and we're like, you can't travel in 2020, but maybe in 2021. Didn't happen. Oh, it'll be over in 2022. You gotta use your credits in 2022. Didn't happen. And now it's 2023. So we've had like this trip kind of like on pause, and they're like, you just gotta pick a day.
Yeah,
Like,
pick a time that you
pick
want
a
to go
time
and you can
and
do
go.
it. This isn't going to be the official start of our long-term international travel that we hope to get to. This is a trip that we sort of have to take
In the best way.
Yeah, before our credits expire. So we will be taking that trip in the near future, coming home, continuing to work a little bit before we can go out longer. So the way this will kind of work is we do still have some of that van-centric content that we had created. That's going to continue on for the next couple weeks, and then into the new year is when you'll start to see the trip that we are going on as we get closer to the end of 2023. So that's kind of what you'll start to see on the YouTube channel in the coming months.
I've been trying to pour a lot more in Instagram. I kind of fell off this last month because work got busy, and then I got sick, and then instead of after work working on extra stuff, I was just like, I can't do it. But I've been researching a lot more of like the social media, so I'm going to be working on Instagram a lot more. Right now, what it's going to be focused on is Reels and recapping a lot of what we've done to try to hopefully grow an audience over there as far as like the Reels go. If you're wanting to see more of what we're doing on a day-to-day basis when we're not traveling, we'll post Instagram stories. And if you don't have an Instagram, we also have a Facebook page where all of the stuff on Instagram is going to connect over to. So if you prefer that platform, you can find us on Facebook. These are all completely shameless plugs right now.
So I think that's probably all of the questions, the most important things, and yeah, giving you an update on what's coming next. Thank you for watching this very rambly update video. We hope that it's answered a lot of the questions that
probably
you've had.
Just created more than they have. But if you do have any questions, leave them down below because we'd be happy to answer them, hopefully more concisely in the comments when we can delete all of our tangents.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.
I'm living my best life. I wake up with the sunrise. It does not look a thing like I thought that it would, but I've been getting my steps in, and I sleep with my best friend. It's the best that it has been in a long time. I'm living my best